If the airport feels harder on your body than the actual flight, you're not imagining it. Between the long walks, tiny app text, low phone battery, and gates that change right after you sit down, it's a lot, especially when you're also thinking about meds, mobility, and not missing boarding. So today, I'm giving you 13 quick tips to make airports easier. Less standing, less stress, and fewer "why did I pay for that" moments. And stay with me, because near the end, I'll teach you a free shortcut that can save you a brutal line. All right, let's make your next airport day feel lighter. Before you pay, do one quick AARP price check. This is one of the easiest ways seniors accidentally save money without changing how they book. Keep using Google Flights, Expedia, or whatever site you normally use. Just open the AARP travel deals page in another tab. Click the airline or hotel partner link and compare the final total. If it is cheaper, book it there. If not, close the tab and book the way you plan to. It takes less than a minute, and sometimes that one extra check saves you more than people expect. And once you save money before the trip even starts, the next step is making sure you do not waste it at the airport. Airport food gets expensive fast, so bring a simple 3-part snack pack from home. Pack one snack that actually fills you up, one that is lower in salt, and one quick bite for delays or long lines. That gives you something for real hunger, something lighter, and something easy to grab when the day starts dragging. Just keep the TSA rule in mind. Solid foods are usually fine, but spreadable or squishy items like yogurt, peanut butter, or pâté can be treated like liquids, so keep those travel-sized or skip them. And bring an empty water bottle so you can fill it after security instead of paying airport prices. And what you eat before boarding matters even more once you are up in the air. If you land feeling puffy, thirsty, or headachy, it is often just the mix of dry cabin air and salty airplane food. At cruising altitude, your sense of taste gets dulled, so airline meals often come with more salt and sugar to taste normal. That can leave you dehydrated, swollen, and not feeling great by the time you land. The easiest fix is to keep it simple. Go lighter on the saltiest parts of the meal, lean on the lower salt snack you brought from home, and drink water in small, steady sips instead of trying to catch up all at once. If you have blood pressure, kidney issues, diabetes, or take water pills, stick with whatever your doctor recommends on travel days. And one of the easiest ways to make the whole day worse starts at the charging station. When your phone's at 9%, those free USB charging stations look tempting. I get it. The issue is, some USB ports can carry data, not just power, so you're connecting your phone to a device you don't control. I'm not trying to scare you. It's just one simple habit to protect your bank accounts and personal info. What works for me is pretty straightforward. If there's a regular wall outlet, I use my own charger and plug in there. If I don't want to hunt for outlets, I use a small power bank and keep moving. And if I ever have to use a public USB port, I'll only do it with a tiny USB data blocker. It lets power through, but blocks the data connection. That's it. One routine, way less risk. All right, next, airports are pushing everything toward do-it-yourself on a screen. And tip 5 is how to avoid getting stuck when the machines don't cooperate. Kiosks and airline apps can create problems fast when one wrong tap sends you down the wrong path. The easiest way to avoid that is to ask for help before you touch the screen. Look for the staff member near the kiosks, flag them down, and ask them to guide you before you start. That timing matters. If you tap first and get stuck, the situation gets harder to fix. If you ask first, you stay in control and avoid clicking into something you did not mean to select. And once you are checked in, the next stress point is usually your bag. For a lot of older travelers, a lost suitcase is not just annoying. It can mean medications, medical gear, and other essentials you actually need. So before you hand your bag over, do a quick reset. Remove any old baggage tags or stickers. Then take 2 photos, one of the suitcase and one of the new bag tag after check-in. If the bag goes missing, that gives you a much easier starting point. And the most important rule is simple. Anything you cannot replace should stay with you in your carry-on. That includes medications, prescriptions, hearing aid supplies, and chargers for medical devices. If you use a tracker, tuck it deep inside the bag so it stays in place. The goal is not to fight the airline. It is to know where your bag is and feel calmer if the wait gets longer than it should. You know why I'd never put your passport in the security tray on a thumbnail in giant letters? Because it can vanish in, like, 5 seconds. Don't leave your passport loose in a tray. The end of the belt is where everyone gets rushed. Shoes on, laptop stuffed, jacket grabbed, and that's exactly when thin little documents get forgotten because they blend into the tray. It gets worse if you get pulled aside for extra screening. Your tray keeps moving while you're stuck with TSA, and now your passport is separated from you in the busiest part of the checkpoint. That's when it can end up in lost and found, or become an opportunity for the wrong person to help themselves. What I do instead is give it one permanent home every time, a zip pocket or a small zip pouch. Hands full, passport goes back in that spot before you touch anything else. And if they insist it has to go in a tray, keep it inside a bright holder or zip pouch, so it's impossible to miss when it comes out. If TSA swabs your hands, they are not checking for germs. They are checking for traces of certain chemicals, and it can happen even when you have done nothing wrong. Things like heavy hand lotion, gardening residue, or household cleaners can sometimes trigger extra attention. So keep it simple. Wash your hands before security. Go light on thick creams that morning, and if they swab you anyway, stay calm and cooperate. Most of the time it is quick and you are on your way. And once you are past security, the next challenge is usually the walk to the gate. Right after security, check the airport map before you start walking. Use the airport app or website, enter your gate, and choose the simplest route with the fewest stairs, detours, or long walks. If there is an accessible route or elevator option, take it. As you move, follow the overhead gate signs instead of getting pulled into the shopping area. And if walking starts to hurt or you get short of breath, ask early for wheelchair or cart assistance instead of waiting until you are already worn out. And if the airport feels loud and draining after all that, the next tip gives you a quiet place to reset. Many large airports have free quiet spaces, and most travelers walk right past them. Look for names like multi-faith room, meditation room, sensory room, or chapel. If you do not see one, ask at the information desk where the quiet room is. These spaces are usually calmer, dimmer, and away from the crowds, which makes them a good place to sit down and reset for 10 or 15 minutes before your flight. And if you want an even more comfortable break, the next tip is the paid option that can still be worth it. A lounge is not just for first-class travelers. Sometimes it is simply the easiest way to get a better seat, a cleaner restroom, and a quiet place to recharge. Some lounges sell day passes, and in certain airports, that can be worth it once you compare it to what you would spend sitting at the gate. It is also worth checking whether you already have access through a credit card or travel program before your trip. And one more part of the airport that can wear you down fast is immigration. After a long international flight, one of the worst parts of the trip can be the immigration line. That is why Mobile Passport Control, or MPC, is one of the best free tools to know about. It is an official US government app, and when your airport has an MPC lane open, it can move you through much faster without costing you anything. The key is setting it up before your trip, not while you are tired and standing in a crowded arrivals hall. Download the app early, have your passport information ready, and after you land, submit your entry on your phone and look for the lane marked MPC. Just keep one thing in mind. MPC is not available at every airport, and the lane is not always open all day. And the last tip is a simple way to use your boarding pass more strategically. Most people only look at the gate and seat, but your boarding pass tells you a lot more than that. First, check your boarding group or zone so you know when you need to move. That matters because if you board too late, overhead bin space may already be gone. Second, check your connection details, especially the next flight, terminal, or airline code. That gives you a quick sense of whether your next step is easy or whether you need to move fast. third, note your seat location. On a tight connection, sitting closer to the front can save you a few valuable minutes when the plane starts emptying out. A quick look at those 3 details can make the whole airport day smoother. Airports can wear you down fast, but when you know a few simple tricks, the whole day gets lighter. Less standing, less stress, less money wasted on things you did not need. So what is the airport problem that gets you the most? The long walk, the loud crowds, the kiosk screen, or the overpriced food? Tell me in the comments. And if this helped, hit like, subscribe, and come back for more easy travel tips made for real people.